Hello people, and welcome to day 2 of my Wellbeing Essentials course. I hope you had a chance to read my download yesterday, and I hope you are raring to go with today's lesson, which is Awareness is the King. So we're going to be discussing how important awareness is for every single step of our wellbeing journey and how it's factored into everything that we do from this point forwards. Now, John Dewey was a American philosopher and psychologist, and he was really important in education reform in the early 20th century in the States. And one of his most well-known quotes states, "You don't learn from your experience, you learn from processing your experience," which kind of suggests that you learn from thinking about yourself and your life, which is pretty straightforward stuff. But what does it actually mean? Well, effective processing involves a number of elements. It involves openness, it involves honesty, it involves communication, it involves self-reflection, and a number of other things. And for each of these elements, effective awareness is absolutely vital. In fact, it's the key to make each of them work properly. And when we apply that to a well-being context or a change behaviour program, awareness allows us to develop a really good knowledge of our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviour patterns, our actions, our reactions. And each of these are absolutely essential for us making effective change and sustaining it in the long run. Now, I don't want to come across as patronising. We all think about our lives all the time, and we think about them fairly deeply a lot of the time as well. However, most of us don't think that deeply about our health and our fitness, about our eating, about our movement. But we should do, we need to. If we are going to make change, and if we are going to keep it in the long run, then we need to be thinking deeply and consistently about the process that's involved. So awareness is all about bringing unconscious thought into the conscious mind. And for me, awareness is all about controlled conscious consideration. It's about chilling out, thinking through things logically, thinking about them in our conscious mind, and contemplating what it is everything means to us. I find that every experience in life I find myself in is a potential learning experience, be it for a good reason or a bad reason, it doesn't matter. Every single experience that we find ourselves in can be learnt from if you apply this mantra. Now, there are lots of ways that we can look to optimise awareness, and in my 12-month coaching program, I use quite a lot of different tools and techniques to do this with my clients. But we've only got 2 weeks. We're in a bit of a rush, so I am throwing you in at the deep end, and I really mean that. You've got a task, a little assignment to do today, and it's called the 5 Whys. This was actually created originally by Toyota, the car manufacturers, but it was introduced to me via my mentors at Precision Nutrition. And it's based around one really simple premise, and that premise is the need to understand why. So for us, we need to understand why it is you are here. Now, below you'll find a link to a worksheet which is going to help you work through this, but to explain this in more detail, I want you to start off by answering one simple question. And that question is, why are you here seeking help with your health and fitness? Now, the answer you provide is probably going to be fairly straightforward. Looking to lose weight, or maybe gain some muscle, you're looking to tone up a little bit, you're looking to feel more energised. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter, but it's going to be a relatively superficial answer. But then I want you to ask yourself a second question, and that question is, why does that matter to me? So why does it matter that you lose weight? Why does it matter that you feel more energised? That should encourage you to think on a slightly deeper level. And then once you've done that, you're going to ask yourself again, why does that matter to me? And you're going to repeat this process until you've asked yourself why 5 times. Pretty simple, but that doesn't make it easy. I love this exercise. What it does is makes you really open up and explore why it is you are here. But that's not necessarily an easy thing to do. I will encourage you to embrace it, but if you do that, it can lead to opening up some fairly deep emotions and thoughts and feelings. That might happen for you straight away. I know when I did it, I was in a fairly good place, and I opened up and let some proper crazy stuff out, and it was brilliant. I loved it. But it might take you a little while to do this. That's fine. I do this exercise with my clients time and time again. When they first do it, they might find that their fifth why is actually not too different from their first. Once they've done this exercise 4 or 5 times, they're really getting to the deep reasons as to why they're here. And actually that's really important. We need to know why you're here, because when we know that, we can make sure that we tailor your journey to meet those answers. And that is so important if we are going to make change and we are going to sustain it in the long run. So download the worksheet below, give yourself 10-20 minutes, whatever you can afford, to engage in this exercise and give some real thought and some awareness to it. And then we are going to use it tomorrow when we move on to thinking and talking about knowing yourself. So tomorrow we're going to look at your identities and your values, and we're going to look at how we can start concentrating on your strengths and your capabilities. And all of that comes from building on why it is you're here. Okay, if you've got any questions or issues in the meantime, send me a comment below, email me, phone me, tweet me, do whatever you need to do. But if I don't hear from you, then good luck with it, and I will see you tomorrow.